The following video contains spoilers for Sailor Moon Eternal. So here's my opinion in brief, spoiler-free. If you're a fan of the Sailor Moon Dream Arc, aka Power Ranger Girls versus the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, then you'll find this movie to be a gloriously animated retelling of that portion of the Sailor Moon saga. But the plot is a jumbled mess that's not well suited to the movie format. Honestly, it feels like they just edited together a bunch of Sailor Moon Crystal episodes and called it a day. I would only recommend this movie if you've already seen everything else from Sailor Moon Crystal. This is definitely not the place to start fighting evil by moonlight. Now, for the review proper. By the prickling of my thumbs, the Dead Moon Circus this way comes. With the release of Sailor Moon Eternal, SMC has entered one of the stranger arcs in the series. And instead of choosing to deliver this story in the form of a multi-episode TV show, they opted for a 3-hour movie awkwardly split into 2 parts. Without a doubt, the greatest strength of Eternal, and a direct benefit of its shorter format, is that Sailor Moon has never looked better. All the scouts are fabulous in Sailor Guardian and civilian form, with glorious attack animations and transformations for the former, and a wide variety of stylish outfits and props for the latter. Likewise, Mamoru and Helios are Bishonen cool, a very important thing to be, cause they mostly just stand around. Likewise, the gang of murderous carnies that make up the bad guy roster look great. Special mention going to Vezvez for bringing knives to a sparkly wand fight. Now that's some Madoka Magica. One of the most tempting corners to cut in any animated project is to not go all in on the backgrounds. And while all the environments in Eternal look pretty good, I can't call any of them mind-blowing. The Dead Moon Circus looks good, of course, but they have a lot of visual material to work with. The more fantastical locations like Sailor Scout Mission Control, the Hollow Earth Golden Kingdom, and for the brief time it's on screen, the Moon Kingdom, all look nice. But the urban and suburban sections of modern-day Japan are forgettable, and that's where most of the movie's runtime is spent. Now, I do have one real complaint about the art side of things. They repeatedly use this after effect of an object or character turning to stone and then crumbling to dust. It's really noticeable mostly because the rest of the movie looks so good. Alright, now let's move on from the visuals on display to the actual story being told in Eternal. In keeping with Super Sentai tradition, the overall plot is simple. A new enemy, highly implied to be stronger than any before them, has set their sights on poor little Earth, and only a spandex-bedecked strike force of heroes can save us. You wouldn't think you could get a setup this basic wrong, but Eternal is so structurally haphazard and bloated that it almost loses track of its own very simple story. Part 1 feels the need to give every Sailor Scout her own bite-sized mini-arc, where she fights the minions of the Dead Moon Circus. And that's on top of individual stories, mostly featuring inadequacy as a theme about the loony first family. And of course, there are semi-regular check-ins with the bad guys to see what they're up to. Oh, and they do that Freaky Friday-esque age swap thing with Usagi and Chibi Ursa. Now, if all that sounds confusing, it is. But at least it's fast-paced and has a clear resolution to every storyline. Well, almost every storyline. Part 2, on the other hand, is a dull slog by comparison. The heroes have one job: kill Queen Nehelenia, and a million reasons why they can't do it. Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask are dying. Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask have been turned into children. Everyone's dying all at the same time. We need to get in a slap fight with Discount Granny Goodness. We need to cry over the corpse of a dead Alicorn before Hasbro drags off the corpse and builds a franchise on his bones. Oh, and we need to stop so everyone can get an upgrade to her super-duper Sailor Trooper form. It seriously gives me flashbacks to the M. Night Avatar movie. Okay, now let's look at the industrial strength glue that holds this mess together. Comedy. This is the longtime secret weapon of the Sailor Moon franchise. No matter how baffling the storyline or how embarrassingly stupid the monster of the week is, you can count on the charming and humorous interactions between the show's 5, 6, 7, however many leads, to make the whole experience more fun. Unfortunately, we're denied the absolute cream of Sailor Moon humor, i.e. the villain girls trash-talking the heroes and low-key hating each other. But that was sadly sacrificed on the altar of exposition. Finally, I'd like to talk about themes. Eternal has examples of themes being used well and being used inexpertly. In more high-minded literary analysis, theme is meant as the idea or concept that informs on and is explored by a work. In Eternal, one of the main themes is inadequacy. At one time or another, all of the scouts will battle with feelings of being inadequate or unworthy, only to be reassured by the group that they're a valued member of the team, and then vowing to carry on with the fight. This is a ham-fisted way to deliver on a theme. Granted, it makes the characters relatable and gives them something to do, but there's not much in the way of genuine insight, and it's only hinted at the end that the villain might have similar issues, but no parallel with the heroes was ever drawn. Now, where Eternals uses theme very well is in the Batman villain sense with the Dead Moon Circus. The uncanny carnival atmosphere makes Dead Moon very distinct from the Dark Kingdom, Deathbusters, and Black Moon Clan. It also gives the heroes somewhere new to go. The bright, colorful fun of the circus suddenly turning dark and dangerous is an idea that's been around for a while, but it's still a lot of fun, even if you can see it coming a mile off. Also, trivia note, the lesser minions of the circus are called lemurs. In the original anime, they looked like assorted sideshow freaks, and in Eternal, they look like angry goth tennis balls. But not fuzzy monkey things. The reason for this is, like a lot of ideas in Sailor Moon, they come from Roman mythology. These wandering vengeful spirits, or living ghosts as they're referred to in the original anime, are actually lemures. Interestingly, this is a low-level devil in D&D, so if you ever want to have a, well, it's actually pronounced like this moment with your DM at the table, now you can. Alright, now let's break down the good and the bad in Sailor Moon Eternal. On the good side, Eternal looks fantastic, with great-looking characters and animation. The movie has the typical charming Sailor Moon sense of humor, and it's a showcase for one of the more unique factions of Sailor Moon villains. On the downside, the show's story structure is a big fat mess, and the animation has occasional moments of laziness. And that does hurt the overall experience. I'm afraid this one is for completionist Sailor Moon fans only. I give Sailor Moon Eternal a 3 out of 5. Now, if you'd like to support my work outside of YouTube and experience a magical girl adventure with a dark fantasy twist, check out Sorcerous, available right now on Steam. A link is down in the description. And be sure to check out my channel for more reviews and analysis of comics, games, movies, shows, and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.